Alright, what's up everybody? ShuFunk here with another update of the ShuCraft 1.7.10 mod pack. As you can see here, this is a prototype I'm working on. It's the molecular chamber. As you saw, last video I was in the beginning process, and now I'm in creative in my test lab, and I'm actually testing out the features, making sure the stuff works. So this is the prototype, not the finished version, but I'm going to show you what it does. It's pretty damn cool. If with the old version of AE, in order to make the chips here, you would have to make the chip and then you smelt it into a furnace to make the actual chip. Well, that's not how it's done now. You actually got to put it in an inscriber, and you inscribe the or you make a printed version of the chip that you're making, and then you put silicon on it to make the finalized version. So I actually found a way to automate this where it's going to make the actual, for instance, calculation version of it, and then it's going to go over here to the part that has the silicon and the redstone, and then it will actually make the final product. There are 3 types of circuits, and then you got the actual silicon, which should be fully automated, period, without me having to tell it to make. So just to show you it works, we'll go ahead and let's just throw those out, obviously, and let's tell it to make some calculation processors. So we're going to make 10 of them. And it's saying that we have the stuff available, at least to make. So we're going to go ahead and tell it to create. And what it should do is it should see it right there, putting the quartz in there, and it's making the first part. And then after that, it should go over here, and it should eventually make the next rubber printed silicon, which is the final part right there. And the printed silicon, I think, is in this one right here. Let's see. Yeah, that's the printed silicon. So every once in a while, it's going to put silicon in there to make the printed silicon. It's going to do that no matter what. Anyway, so the overall process itself is about the same as me doing it manually. It's just fully automated now, so the amount of time is not going to be any different. As you can see, there's different colored wires here. I kind of had to do that because I learned that the cables are based in channels now, up to 8 channels, and these regular cables right here are not good enough for the whole operation. So what I had to do was color code it in a certain way where I've got the blue hooked up to the imports, as well as powering the actual inscribers, minus this one right here. Then I got the green right here hooked up into these ME interfaces, which allows me to see the recipes. And then this orange one is to do this whole operation by itself, which requires a lot of different stuff. And this is the interesting part. See, I gotta tell it to put silicon in the bottom, but since you have to make silicon manually in a way, I told it to auto-craft the silicon no matter what. So that's why it's always crafting silicon. Then right here it's telling to input the redstone, and then up here are the 3 different types of circuits. So when I request a certain circuit, it's going to put it in there, and see, it's still doing its job. And see, it'll always have something there and there. It's just that it has to wait for the silicon to be made. So that's why it's not as fast as I want it to be. The only true way to make it fast is if you know in advance that you're going to need a lot of circuits. I might as well go ahead and tell it to make the silicon first, and then if I know I'm going to make like 10 of the yellow ones and like 7 of the blue ones, and then the 20 of the cyan version ones, yeah, it'll work out a little bit faster if you know how much of these silicons you need in advance. In fact, what it'll do is with the oops, that's mine naturally. With the code processors, I got this one working on nothing but those, and then this one is to be working on that one. So I don't know. You don't have to do it that way. You can make it fully automated. Period. I'm just certain ways you can do this. Anyway, I worked on this for like 6 hours trying to figure this out. I don't know why it took me long, and plus Reaper was in here and we're doing some side work, so that kind of threw me off of what I was trying to do. But yeah. I got this figured out finally. I got it working, and I'm pretty happy. I am going to put this in the actual house, legit. So I have these right here just to remind me what I'll need. I'm going to need some more crafting code processors, at least another 1K storage, and then the ME controller. Why I need another ME controller? You can actually have more than one. You cannot do this though. Let me show you. You cannot have like one right there and then plug in this like that, because then it will show invalid. So in order to have more than one controller, they have to be interconnected to each other like so. And there you go. That looks a little appropriate, but yeah. What I'm hoping to do is, see, this is going to be the front side, and there's technically a wall right here, so I'm going to have to put 3 right here so I can use the colors the exact same way I have over here. I don't want to break up a lot of the wall. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just have to see how it goes. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the prototype that I'm working on. I'm hoping to make the actual thing later on today, and we'll get up to date on that one.